All right. What's good, family? First off, Happy New Year. It's good to be back on the scene. I'm not going to lie. This is my first long form talk of 2026. So if I pace myself a little, that's just me settling in. No rush. We got time. And honestly, this feels like the right conversation to start the year with because it's one of those topics everybody talks around, but very few people talk through. So let's talk through it. I want to kick it about something that we say like it's the same thing, but it's really not. Equanimity versus equality, especially when it comes to relationships between men and women. Now, before anybody tightens up, let me be clear. This is not about who's better. This is not anti-woman. This is not some let's go back in time nonsense. This is about fairness, real life fairness. Because here's the thing. Equality sounds good, but equality and fairness are not always the same thing. Sometimes equal treatment is actually the least fair option on the table. Let me explain. If I'm physically stronger, and let's be real, biologically, most men are, and there's some heavy labor intensive work to be done. Equality says, cool, we both do the same amount. On paper, that sounds fair. In real life, that's ridiculous. Because fairness isn't about pretending we're built the same. Fairness is about having reasonable expectations. And if I know someone isn't physically designed for the same type of strain that I am, then expecting identical output isn't justice. It's me ignoring reality. And ignoring reality in the name of being fair is how you end up being unfair. This is where people get tripped up. The moment we acknowledge difference, everybody thinks we're assigning value. We're not. Different doesn't mean less. Different means different. That's it. Now let's zoom out for a second. Spiritually speaking, difference is baked into creation. In Christian science and metaphysical teaching, God names himself I am. Not I was, not I might be, I am. And every time you say I am, you're not just describing yourself, you're activating the divine presence within you. That's alignment, not ego. Now, here's where it gets interesting. In Hebrew symbolism, you've got these sacred letters, Yod and He. Each one carries power. Each one does something specific, but they don't do the same thing. One initiates, one receives. One sends the signal, one brings it into form. Neither one is completed by itself. Neither one outranks the other. They're designed to work together. That's the model. Men and women aren't meant to be interchangeable parts. We're meant to be complementary forces. Different strengths, different responsibilities, different ways of engaging life. Not competition, completion. You don't get electricity without positive and negative. You don't get motion without push and pull. You don't get creation without polarity. Trying to flatten that into sameness doesn't make us evolve. It makes us confused. Equality, let's be honest. Let me pause for a second. I said I was going to pace myself. Equality became the rallying cry because inequity was real. And correction was necessary. No argument there. But correction can turn into overcorrection real quick if we stop using discernment. Because fairness isn't about everybody doing the same thing. Fairness is about everybody doing what they're built to do and respecting what the other person carries. That's equanimity. It doesn't deny equal worth. It just refuses to pretend we have identical functions. And that's not backwards. That's long-standing ancient wisdom. So no, equanimity is not equality. It's not. And equality, when applied without thought, can quietly turn into injustice. Real partnership honors difference without turning it into hierarchy. And when we get that part right, relationships stop feeling like negotiations and start feeling like alignment. All right? That's the conversation. Now we can really build from here. Peace. Thanks for listening.